Ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon is about balancing chemical equations the easy way. So, isa to sa mga madalas na itinatanong sa atin kapag nag-aaral tayo ng general chemistry. Yung mga problem solving involving balancing chemical equations. No? So, sa topic na to, sasagutin natin, what is a balance equation? Why do we need to balance a chemical equation? So, importanteng maintindihan natin bakit ba ginagawa natin itong balancing of chemical equations. And then, we will discuss the rules in balancing chemical equations and the method in balancing chemical equations. After that, we will be solving some sample problems. So, this is more or less 28 minutes of discussion regarding balancing chemical equation. So, let's proceed. Before we proceed sa ating featured video, please make sure that you are subscribed sa ating YouTube channel and click on the notification bell para lagi kayong updated sa mga ipopost naming mga video. Like and share our Facebook page and please join our growing community sa engineers.org. Okay, so we are going to proceed now in balancing chemical equations. So, natapos na nating mapag-usapan yung chemical formulas. So, just a quick review. A chemical formula is a way of presenting information about the chemical proportions of atoms that constitute a particular chemical compound or molecule using chemical element symbols, numbers, and sometimes also other symbols such as parentheses, dashes, brackets, commas, and plus and minus signs. These are limited to a single typographic line of symbol which may include a subscript and superscripts. So, let's say sa molecule ng water, meron tayong chemical formula here na H2O. In which alam na natin na yung H and O are elements of hydrogen and oxygen. And yung number 2 is what we call a subscript, which tells us how many number of hydrogen atoms in this particular molecule. And sometimes nakakita rin tayo ng number beside the chemical formula, and this is what we call the coefficient. And then napag-aralan na rin natin yung chemical reactions. Quick review ulit. Let's say for this particular reaction, itong arrow na nakikita natin ang nagsasabi sa atin yung direction ng reaction natin. So at the back of this arrow is what we call the reactants, and kung saan naman papunta yung arrow is what we call the products. Now, before we proceed in balancing chemical equations, kailangan muna nating matutunan kung paano ba magbilang ng mga elements in particular chemical formula. So, yan muna yung pag-usapan natin ngayon. So, una, we have to count the number of elements in the chemical formula multiplied to its subscript. So, pag-usapan ulit natin tong H2O natin dito. So, in here, bibilangin natin yung elements natin dito, no? Yung ilang atom meron sa H2O. So, meron tayong oxygen na isa at meron tayong hydrogen na dalawa kasi imumultiply natin sa subscript niya. And then number 2, we have multiplying the coefficient to the subscript. So, meron tayong coefficient dito na 3 sa H2O. So, imumultiply natin yung coefficient sa subscript. So, meron tayong oxygen dito. Wala ka nakikitang subscript, but it has a subscript of 1. So, 1 times 3, we have oxygen of 3. And then we have hydrogen here na merong subscript na 2. So, mumultiply natin yung subscript niya na 2 sa coefficient. So, we have here, hydrogen is equal to 2 times 3 is equal to 6. Okay? So, ganun lang yung gagawin natin, no, para mabilang natin kung ilang atoms ng particular element meron sa chemical formula. And then number 3, multiplying the subscript outside the parentheses. So, bigay tayo ng example. So, meron tayong ganitong chemical formula. So, bibilangin natin kung ilang atoms ng particular element meron dito sa chemical formula na to. No? So, first, unahin natin meron tayong iron, in which meron kang subscript na 2. And then, multiply natin siya sa coefficient. So, we will have here 2 times 2 is equal to 4. And then, we have the element sulfur. So, meron ka ditong subscript na 1, no? So, imumultiply mo siya outside the parenthesis, which is 3. Yung subscript natin outside the parenthesis. So, mumultiply mo yun 1 times 3. And then, imumultiply mo siya sa coefficient na 2. Okay? So, tatandaan natin, kung ano man yung chemical formula na nakikita natin, at meron kang coefficients on the left side, lahat ng element na naandoon sa right side nun should be multiplied to the coefficient. Okay? And then we have oxygen here. May subscript ka na 4. And then, imumultiply mo siya sa subscript outside the parenthesis, which is 4 times 3. And then, imumultiply mo siya sa coefficient natin. Kaya nagkaroon tayo nandito ng 4 times 3 times 2 is equal to 24. So, this is how we count the number of atoms ng particular element sa chemical formulas. Now, before we proceed, pag-usapan natin ano ba yung balanced chemical equation. So, a balanced chemical equation has the same number of each type of atom on both sides of the arrow ng ating chemical equation. So, let's say we have this reaction or chemical equation. So, ano ibig sabihin natin dito na dapat we have the same number of atoms and types sa left and right side natin ng arrow. So, that means, kung ano yung atoms na nasa reactant natin is equal sa mga atoms na nasa products natin. So, yan ang tinatawag nating balanced chemical equation kasi sinabi nga nating balance dahil magkapantay sila or equal lang. Okay? So, ba't kailangan nating i-balance yung mga chemical equation natin? Now, why do we balance a chemical equation? So, a chemical equation must be balanced because the law of conservation of matter must be hold good during a chemical reaction. Balancing of equation is necessary because atoms are neither created nor destroyed during a chemical equation. You know? So, kapag nagkaroon tayo ng reaction, yung mga chemicals natin dun is, so, hindi na dadagdagan yan, hindi na babawasan. So, the law of conservation of matter applies. So, let's say we have an example here, no? Hydrogen gas and chlorine gas is combined to make hydrochloric acid. So, by word, ito yung ine-explain nating nangyaring reaction, no? So, kinumbine yung hydrogen and chlorine gas and nag-produce siya ng hydrochloric acid. So, we will present this by chemical formula this way. So, we have H2G plus Cl2G and it produce HClG. So, yung parenthesis G na nakikita natin dito is yung representation kung anong phase yung particular element or compound na nakikita natin dito. So, G means gas, no? So, kapag solid siya, you will see here parenthesis S and liquid is parenthesis L. But for this particular lecture, hindi na natin isusulat yan for calculation purposes para lang mas maging madali yung explanation natin since ang concern lang naman natin right now is balancing chemical equation, no? So, hindi na natin yan isasama dito sa mga chemical reaction or equation na makikita ninyo sa lecture natin ngayon. Kung makikita ninyo, itong example natin na by word, it's written hydrogen gas and chlorine gas. Pero nung sinulat natin siya into chemical reaction, ang ginamit natin hindi H, hindi Cl, no? We have H2 and Cl2. It is because these are diatomic elements. So, let us quickly review the diatomic elements, no, para ma-refresh natin. Diatomic elements are pure elements that form molecules consisting of two atoms bonded together. There are 7 diatomic elements. Okay, so ito yung hydrogen, nitrogen, fluorine, oxygen, iodine, chlorine, and bromine. Okay, so these elements can exist in pure form in other arrangements. For example, oxygen can exist as a triatomic molecule O3. So that is what we call ozone. Okay, so going back dito sa ating equation, yung H2 plus Cl2 producing HCl, no? So, makikita natin dito na sa ating reactant, we have 2 atoms of hydrogen. And also, we have 2 atoms of chlorine. And then, yung product niya, we have 1 atom of hydrogen and 1 atom of chlorine. So, obviously, hindi siya balanced reaction. Okay? So, yan yung tinatawag natin kaninang law of conservation of matter natin dito, no? So, that atoms are neither created nor destroyed. So, kailangan mabalance natin to. Only then, we can say that this reaction is true or correct. So, isa sa nakikita nating madaling paraan para masagutan to is that kung maglalagay lang tayo ng coefficient na 2 dito sa HCl, you will already have 2 atoms of hydrogen and 2 atoms of chlorine. So, this way, our equation now is balanced. So, as you can see, madali nating na-balance yung chemical equation just by adding coefficient of 2 sa ating HCl. Okay, so let us take note of this important rule in balancing chemical equation. You can change or add a coefficient but not the subscripts. Okay, so pag may nakita ka mga subscripts sa ating chemical formula, hindi mo pwedeng baguhin yung subscript nun. We can only play on the coefficients in balancing equations. Okay, so we're going to solve sample problems, no, para maintindihan natin kung papaano ba ginagawa itong balancing equations na hindi natin binabago yung subscripts. Okay, so you have to take note of this because you cannot change the subscript, only the coefficients when balancing chemical equations. Okay, so now we are going to discuss yung procedures in balancing a chemical equation. So this is the easiest way na nakita ko in balancing chemical equations. Marami kang makikitang iba't ibang paraan, no? Pero para sa akin, this one is the easiest method. Okay? So in balancing chemical equation, first you have to write the unbalanced chemical equation. And then you will write the elements on the reactant and the elements on the product. And then you will write the number of each element. So mamaya gagawin natin to isa-isa, no, para makita ninyo kung paano to ina-apply. And then when you do balancing chemical equation, you will balance first the metals. Unahin mong i-balance yung mga metals. And then you balance the non-metals except hydrogen and oxygen. Followed by balancing hydrogen and finally balance the oxygen. So you have to take note of this. Ang huling-huling ibabalance mo is yung oxygen. Okay? So usually kaya nagiging mahirap sa iba na mag-balance kasi walang direction or walang sinusundan na procedure in balancing chemical equation. So you better follow this procedure in balancing chemical equation para hindi kayo mahirapan, no? Since meron tayo ditong procedure at kung mapapansin ninyo dito sa ating procedure number 2, sabi, you have to write the elements on the reactant and the product. So since meron tayong sinusunod na procedure, I would suggest na kapag isusulat ninyo yung reactant and product, sundin na ninyo itong procedure na to. So isulat nyo muna yung metals, and then isulat nyo yung non-metals, and then hydrogen, and finally oxygen. So it is better to write the elements in accordance with the sequence of balancing the chemical equation. Okay, so now we will proceed in solving problems para makita natin yung application nitong binigay nating procedure in balancing chemical equation. Alright, so ito yung first problem na sasagutan natin in balancing chemical equations. Okay, so yung unang procedure natin is to write yung unbalanced chemical equations. So at this problem, ito yung unbalanced chemical equation natin. And then yung next procedure natin is to write yung elements na nasa reactant and yung elements na naandito sa product. So, katulad nung suggestion ko nung una, unahin nating isulat as per yung sequence na binigay ko, yung metals first, and then non-metals, and then hydrogen, and then yung oxygen. So, on this case, unahin ko nang isulat itong K, and then yung carbon, and then hydrogen, O. Then, bibilangin natin yan, no? Kung ilan yung nasa reactant. But, we have to do the same sa ating product. So, ilan ng K, ilan ng C, ilan ng H, and ilan ng O. Okay, so let's start counting, no? Dito sa ating reactant, meron tayong 1 na K, meron tayong 1 na C, meron tayong 1 na H, and we have 3 oxygen, no? We have O2 and O here. So, we have 3 oxygen. Okay, sa product natin, meron tayong 2 K. We have 1 C. We have 2 H. And we have oxygen 3 plus 1. We have 4. Diba? So, now we'll start balancing. So, unahin natin yung metals, then followed by non-metals, hydrogen, and then oxygen. So, unahin natin itong nasa taas. So, we have in our product, we have K equal to 2. But in our reactant, we have K equal to 1. So, to balance that, we'll have to add a coefficient of 2 sa KOH natin. So, if you remember, we can only add or change the coefficient. We cannot change or add on the subscript. Okay? So, ang magagalaw lang natin dito is yung coefficient natin. So, in this case, nag-add ako ng coefficient na 2 sa KOH. So, now, we have 2 of K. Kaya lang, nung nag-add ako ng 2 na coefficient sa KOH, nagbago rin yung value ng oxygen at ng hydrogen. So, now, in our reactant, I have 2 hydrogen. Diba? And then, ilan na ang oxygen natin yun sa reactant? We have 2 in here. And then, we have 2 right here. So, we have 2 plus 2. We have 4 oxygen. So, just by that, nakita ninyo, balance na yung chemical equation natin. We have K equal to 2. C equal to 1. H equal to 2. O equal to 4. Therefore, we already have a balanced equation. Naglagay lang tayo ng coefficient na 2. Okay? So, let's try another problem. So, we have here Na plus Cl2 producing sodium chloride. Okay? So, gawin uli natin, no? Since wala tayong hydrogen and oxygen dito, so, sulat natin yung reactant. And then, yung product. Okay. So, ilang sodium meron tayo sa reactant? 1. And ilang chlorine meron tayo sa reactant? 2. So, ilang sodium meron tayo sa product natin? We have 1. And we have chlorine 1. So, let's try to balance. So, yung sodium natin balance, but itong chlorine natin hindi balance dahil yung reactant meron tayong 2 chlorine. So, what we can do is to add a coefficient of 2 sa ating product. So, now, I have chlorine 2. Balance na siya, no? Kaya lang, since binago natin itong ating coefficient sa product, magbabago rin yung number of sodium natin. So, now, we have sodium equal to 2. Okay, so, in order to balance dito sa ating reactant, we need also to add a coefficient of 2 dito sa ating reactant. Therefore, ito na yung balanced reaction natin. Okay, so ito na yung final answer natin dyan. Balance na yan. Meron tayong dinagdag na coefficient 2 sa sodium and coefficient na 2 sa sodium chloride. Okay, so let's proceed sa next problem. So we have here C2H4 plus O2 producing CO2 plus H2O. So, gawin natin yung ginawa natin kanina. So, we only have here carbon, hydrogen, and then oxygen. No? So, sa product, meron din tayong carbon, hydrogen, and then oxygen. Okay. So, unahin natin yung pagbilang ng element dito sa ating reactant. So, carbon we have 2, hydrogen we have 4, and oxygen we have 2. And sa ating product, we have carbon equal to 1, hydrogen equal to 2, and oxygen equal to 3. Okay? So, we have 2 plus 1. So, we have oxygen equal to 3. Okay, so, unahin natin i-balance yung carbon natin. No? So, kung makikita ninyo, meron tayong 2 carbons sa ating reactant. So, we need to have 2 carbons sa ating product. So, we will add a coefficient of 2 sa CO2. So, now, we have 2 carbons. Kaya lang, yung oxygen natin is madadagdagan din. So, we have 2 times 2 plus 1. Okay? So, now we have oxygen of 5. Okay? So, balance na yung carbon natin, no? Now, yung hydrogen natin, we have hydrogen of 4 sa reactant and hydrogen of 2 sa ating product. So, in order to balance that, kailangan maging 4 siya. So, meron tayong 2 dito. So, we'll just need to add a coefficient of 2. Okay, sa ating H2O. Okay, so because 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2. So, that's why we added 2 sa ating coefficient ng H2O. Now, after adding 2 sa H2O, we have now H equal to 4. Pero, maapektuhan yung ating oxygen here. So, we have now 2 times 2 is equal to 4 plus 2. We have now 6 oxygen. Right? Okay, so balance na yung carbon, balance na yung hydrogen, pero yung oxygen natin, hindi balance, no? We have 6 oxygen sa ating product, and we have 2 oxygen only sa ating reactant. So, we need to add a coefficient of 3 sa ating reactant. Now, we have oxygen equal to 6. Therefore, ayan na yung final answer natin sa problem na to. No? So, yan na yung balanced equation natin. Okay, so, let's go to our final sample problem. We have here SiO2 plus C producing SiC plus CO. Okay? So, gawin uli natin yung procedure natin. So, unahin natin yung Si, then C, then we have O. So, ganun din sa ating product. So, we have Si, C, and O. So, bilangin muna natin yung sa reactant. We have 1 Si, we have 1 carbon, and we have 2 oxygen. So, sa ating product, we have 1 Si, we have 2 carbon, and we have 1 oxygen. So, balance ang ating Si, no? So, ang hindi balance is yung carbon and oxygen. So, unahin natin i-balance yung carbon natin. So, we have 2 carbon, so I will add coefficient of 2 dito sa ating carbon. So, now, we have carbon 2. So, ang hindi nalang balance is yung oxygen natin. Now, ang oxygen natin is equal to 2. So, ito lang naman yung may oxygen sa product natin. No? So, we need to add 2 dito sa CO para ma-balance natin yung oxygen. So, now, I have oxygen equal to 2. Kaya lang, naapektuhan itong carbon natin dito. No? So, now, I have carbon equal to 3. See? Now, in order to balance this, kailangan palitan lang natin yung coefficient ng carbon natin. So, as I said earlier sa ating rule, we can add or change the coefficient, not the subscript. So, on this case, papalitan lang natin yung coefficient ng ating carbon. So now, we'll have to write coefficient of 3 sa ating carbon. So now, we have carbon equal to 3. So balance na yung ating chemical equation. So this is our final answer. Okay, now, as a challenge, I want you to try balancing the below chemical equation. So, you can pause the video and try to solve this problem in a piece of paper. So, pause the video and try to solve it now. Okay, so how did it go? So, kung nakuha ninyo yung tamang sagot, congratulations, that means you are very good and you are able to apply yung mga procedure na ibinigay natin ng una. Now, if you're not able to solve it, well, don't worry. We can advise you to sign in or register to our website, www.engineers.org. And then you can enroll in our General Chemistry Level 1 online course for free. So, wala kang babayaran kahit ano. So, marami pa tayong sasagutang solved problems doon sa ating website, including itong problem na ibinigay namin sa inyo. And we are continuously improving and adding more content. So, I hope to see you there and see you in our next video.